Dundee kept him away from the corner. Masafuchi with Dundee back down to the rope. The superstar off the ropes and into a double-handed chop. Before the count starts, though, Dundee had broken the cover by Masafuchi. Onita takes the tag. Bill Dundee in the Japanese corner. 6 minutes gone. 6 minutes gone in the first fall. Mr. Onita. Oh! Nailed and put down on the mat by Bill Dundee. Dundee going for a sleeper. Jojo jumps in there. That's going to be it. Disqualification on the Japanese team. Bill Dundee going for the sleeper hole. Looked like he had a pretty good one on Onita. His feet turn. Dutch Mantell. Turned with a war club. Across Fuji's back and then Onita's. Kojo, Fuji, and Onita leave the area. Dundee and Roy Rogers going to be the winners of that first fall due to disqualification. Whoop, when Kojo jumped in there.
Boy, the natives are restless today. Man, oh man, oh man.
Sometimes today I wish I'd stayed home, you know.
Wow, hey, I'll tell you one thing for a fact. That Dundee, Mantell, and Kern, not to put Roy down, but those guys with a little more experience. That's a bad group any way you look at it.
They cleaned that ring out.
We got more action. We'll be back to put in a minute. I don't know whether I can stand it. Okay, Tuesday night's coming, my friend, and with it, action you wouldn't believe in the Louisville Gardens. I don't have time for the entire card, but listen to this. Return match, Rick and Robert Gibson against the Nightmares. You're going to see a six-man bullwhip match where the whip is going to be on top of a pole. Anita, Fuji, and Yamamoto are going to try to go up and get it where they can use it then. But on the other side, Dundee, Kern, and Mantell are going to be trying to stop them from it. And listen to this final match. Bugsy McGraw, the Dream Machine, huge tag team going against the King, Jerry Lawler, and his partner is going to be Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Jerry, really... When this tape was made, the folks are watching, I did not believe you'd be standing here the way he whipped on you with that tire tube.
Well, that's right, Lance, but I got news for you. I am here, and I'm going to be at Louisville Gardens Tuesday night. And Dream Machine, you and Bugsy McGraw are going to realize that you have made the mistake of your life. You've listened to Hart one time too many. Before I talk to you, Dream and Bugsy, I want to tell you something, Hart. You know, I've already told you what I'm going to do to you, and you better hope I don't see you out on that interstate on the way to Louisville or in that parking lot, because if I do, I'll yank you out of that car and beat your brains out there. But if I have to wait, and if you hobble out to that ringside, I'm going to get you, Hart. Every chance I get, every time I see you, I'm going to put this right upside your head. Now, Dream Machine and McGraw, you're probably wondering, why have I got Valiant as my partner?
Valiant?
Well, Lance, a lot of people have big reputations, and talk don't mean nothing when I hear about how tough somebody is. The only way I know how tough somebody is if I've wrestled them. And I know I've wrestled Jimmy Valiant many times, and he's put a lot of beatings on me, so I know just how mean and how tough he can be. And that is the kind of man that I want as my partner, and that's the kind of man I'm going to have as my partner when I get in there against the Dream and Bugsy McGraw. And you're not going to be able to jump me from behind this time, Dream. We're going to be standing eye to eye, and I'm going to convince you that you've made the mistake of your life, because I'm going to give you the beating of your lives right there Tuesday night. That's a promise, Lance.
That's in the Louisville Gardens Tuesday night, and you'll want to see it. Be there! Not, it's up. I don't know.
Some days are diamonds and some days are this way.
Yeah, man. How about a review of the action that we had today, or the official, or however you want to
All
call
right.
it?
Somehow it wasn't this simple, but here's what happened officially. David Price and Pat Hutchinson against the Heartbreakers with Jimmy Hart. That match was stopped after a minute 40 seconds. No winner. Jerry Lawler by disqualification defeats Buddy Wayne. And it was Roy Rogers and Bill Superstar Dundee defeating Mr. Onita, Masafuchi, and Tojo Yamamoto. 6 minutes, 30 seconds was the time. Tojo disqualified when he jumped in the ring when Bill Dundee had the sleeper on one of his guys.
Boy, it seems like it was about 5.5 hours ago that we also had the presentation from Jim Cornette, the young editor of Championship Wrestling magazine, to Jackie Fargo as the wrestler of the decade, with Jackie's official announcement of his retirement coming about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. But it did happen today, along with a whole bunch of other things in there. One of them I was absolutely appalled at, and I hate to be that blunt about it, but the Dream Machine going back with Jimmy Hart makes him dumber than I thought he was. Boy, that's for a living fact.
I agree with that.
I just don't understand that. Hart convinced him that he'd been bypassed and he would never be anything as long as that he was friends with Lawler and Dundee and these guys apparently. And so the Dream Machine cast his lot going with the family again, and he will end up paying for that. I can rest assure you of that. He'll get his probably about 4 different ways, as a matter of fact, from every side.
I would imagine so.
I've seen Hart when his loyalty was not as glowing as it was with Chick Donovan today.
That is very true. And, it was such a shock to both of us, I think, when Dream came in and he swung that club that he had.
I wasn't even sure. I just couldn't believe it. I thought he had accidentally done it, and then bang, it started. Okay, so that's the action on Championship Wrestling. By golly, I'll tell you, there's more where that came from. We'll be looking for you next week. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.